Hello and welcome back to another episode of Maddie's Rap, the show where we rap about things that guys rap about when we're hanging out. First off, before I get started with today's topic, which is Corona, and I'm not talking about the beer, I would like to thank a few people that have got me back in the studio and recording. Well, you know, some of them are shy, so I won't call them by name. But my man Kevin, I won't say your last name, but my man Kevin, thank you so much, bro. Your encouraging words to me the other day when I saw you were it lit a spark in me, because honestly, I'm always going to do these Maddie's Rap episodes or whatever, or at least for the foreseeable future. But I've been pretty busy lately. I'm working on some other projects. I got a book that I'm in the process of drafting right now. I'm doing some editorial projects for other writers and such. And anyway, I got a full plate, so I haven't been on the video game or on my video game like I've wanted to be. But Kevin lit that spark. He said, "Matt, man, look, are you not doing Maddie's Rap videos anymore?" So that in and of itself showed me that even though some of you guys don't always comment, you watch the videos, you watch the content, and I really appreciate that, because I think I speak on behalf of all artists when I say artists really appreciate your appreciation. So thank you so much to those of you that watch my videos. Listen, before I get any further, if you guys have not subscribed to my channel, please click the subscribe button. I won't preempt you and say give this video a thumbs up because you haven't gotten to the end of it yet. You may not like it, I don't know. But I hope that by the end of this video, you will give it a thumbs up, or, you know, a thumbs down if you feel like you didn't like it, whatever. I don't wear my heart on my sleeve when it comes to these things. I know it's not me. You may not like the material or whatever. So I don't know. You don't know me. So how can you dislike me when you don't know me? Could be the subject matter you like or dislike. But anyway, if you like it so far, give it a thumbs up now. If you want to change your mind later, go ahead and do that. But give it a thumbs up now if you like this so far. So anyway, again, thank you to those folks who have encouraged me and really had me back in here in the studio on this Monday morning recording. Now, Corona. I'm not going to try to be one of these, pseudo-scientists or whatever, so to speak. I just wanted to talk about the humanity aspect of what I'm seeing right now with this Corona thing. I came up with this word today called chameleon. And I wanted to pose the question to you guys watching. Are you a sheep or are you a chameleon? Now, I know you might say, well, what's it? No, Matt, you said it wrong. It's a chameleon. I know what a chameleon is. I know that a chameleon is a reptile that it changes colors to adapt to its surroundings to protect itself. But I threw the word lion in there and did a little play on words, because a lion is about as opposite from a sheep as you can get. But I threw the chameleon part on there to show that, you know what, you can still be a lion and adapt to your circumstances, adapt to your environment. And that's the point I want to drive home today. I'm seeing people behaving in ways that are, I mean, you would think that you're watching the beginning of a zombie apocalypse movie or something, where people are just acting out. I mean, people are not. I want to ask you the question: do you feel like humanity is winning right now? Do you feel like humanity is winning or losing? Because what I'm seeing is, humanity taking an L right now, and the only person that you can be responsible for with regards to whether humanity is winning or losing is yourself. Now, here's what I want to say. If the media is a tool. Let's say that. Let me say that. Let me get it out there right now. The media is a tool, and I try to disconnect from the media as much as I possibly can, because when you start hearing the same stories and you start picking up on patterns and seeing this, you can step back and take a look and see something that maybe is not necessarily good. And when you see some of I've seen over the years where television journalists over the years have gotten out of mainstream media and done their own things because they see the programming, okay? So, and that programming right now is what I feel like is winning over humanity. They're programming you to change your behavior. And not all of you, because if you're not changing your behavior, big up to you, because I'm not either. Now, I'm going to continue to be a lion and walk like a lion. I do understand that you do have to adapt to your circumstances and your surroundings. But let me ask you this. If there were no such thing as the word coronavirus, and you saw somebody coughing or sneezing or whatever, what would you think? You think they have the flu, right? Why? Because it's flu season. So, but as soon as somebody tells you, oh, this epidemic broke out in China and, you know, these people were in some open air market slaughtering animals, and it was nasty. They didn't clean it, and it jumped across from the animal realm to the human realm. And the first thing that came to my mind when I heard that was, well, haven't they been doing that for hundreds, if not thousands of years? So what's different about this year? That's the first question that came to my mind. And so I say that to say, are you going to be a sheep or a chameleon? Here's the thing. You can ask the question when something doesn't seem to make sense to you. Now, the problem with that nowadays are these what I call self-defense mechanism words. Not self-defense, not that it's defending you, but it's defending the agenda, if you will, or the mainstream media. There's this word out there that I've heard floating around a lot, especially lately, and that is conspiracy theorist. And so I want to attack that for just a moment. And yeah, I did say attack. Okay, I'm a soldier. I served in the Army, by the way, U.S. Army as a medic. So sometimes you hear me use these military words, and not just that. I mean, I was a fan of military history growing up as a little boy. I stayed in the library for hours reading accounts from different battles, from different wars throughout history. So that stuff has always fascinated me. Now, I say I want to attack this word, conspiracy theory or conspiracy theorist, because it is something that, to me, the opposite of mainstream thought is independent thought. The opposite of mainstream thought is independent thought. But what has happened is, when someone who is an independent thinker renders their opinion on something that they see that perhaps doesn't add up to them, then they're quickly labeled a conspiracy theorist. And like it's a joke, like it's a diss. Oh, he's a conspiracy theorist. He wears a tinfoil hat. So that in and of itself sometimes keeps people from rendering what is their independent thought or their independent opinion that goes against what the mainstream media is pushing. Now, when I say mainstream media is pushing, you got to understand the story is not being pushed by it is being pushed by the individuals that deliver the content, but not really. At the highest level, somebody owns these outlets, these media outlets, and says, this is the story we want to run with. And if you want to keep your job, you're going to keep your opinion out of it, unless your opinion agrees with ours. That's how these things work. So that is why independent thinkers not only consume mainstream media, but they also look for independent sources of news as well to see if they match up or if there's a difference. And if there's a delta, they try to bridge the gap, and it helps them form their own opinion. But when you are allowing yourself to be herded by mainstream thought and afraid to render your own thought, or afraid to investigate in your own mind and see if perhaps there's another side to it that does not necessarily match that, then you get labeled a conspiracy theorist. Don't be afraid to be labeled something, because that stuff I don't believe in that, okay? I believe that there is mainstream thought and there is independent thought. And, once upon a time, somebody's independent thought became mainstream. That's how these things work. That's how they work. So, humanity. Like I said, I feel like humanity is taking an L right now, because I'm seeing people behave out of character, or maybe it is their character, and maybe these things expose the character of some of these people all along. You're out here hoarding toilet paper for whatever reason. You know what? I'm not even going down the toilet paper path. Forget that for a minute. I think it's pretty ridiculous, because words like the Jamaican term boomba cloth, it came from somewhere. Okay. Once upon a time, some people used cloth to wipe their areas before the invention of toilet paper. Toilet paper is not timeless. Toilet paper has not been around since the beginning of time. People actually used to wash with cloths. Okay, so if you got to go back to a cloth and washing, maybe you just do that. Instead of. Anyway, man, let me get off of that. The part I'm seeing that's losing out is people are afraid to interact now. People are afraid to interact, when interaction is the very essence of being human. It's actually the very essence of living things. Okay? Birds interact with each other. Insects interact with each other. Those things are going to continue to interact with each other. They don't know a coronavirus. They don't know yo, man, yo, dude, bro, got that Wuhan, man. I saw him coughing. Little street slang in there for another term you might hear. That Wuhan. Bro, got that Wuhan. You know what I mean? Or a shorty got that Wuhan. Nah. Animals, insects, they could care less about that. They are moving business as usual, if you understand what I'm saying. So if you allow yourself to be herded by mainstream thought into being non-human, then you're a sheep. You're a sheep. I'm not gonna listen, man. I wash my hands every flu season anyway. Okay. Some people get the flu shot, some people don't. People get the flu. Okay. This thing right now that's going on, you know, some people gonna have it, some people aren't. There's spread and blah blah. Look, I get all of that. But what if they actually ran the numbers and did side-by-side comparisons between this Wuhan or this corona or this COVID or whatever they want to call it and influenza? What if they did side-by-side numbers? And they're not going to do that because it would break the bank to do all of that testing. It would break the bank. So you got to ask yourself, why this and why now? You know what I mean? And let me tell you one other thing that's kind of screwed up. It's allergy season in the U.S. It is allergy season. When you go outside to start your car and you see all of this yellow stuff all over, that's pollen. Okay? And pollen isn't the only allergen. There's ragweed, there's other stuff, there's dust, there's pet dander. This is allergy season right now. So, you know, fall and spring are typically allergy season. People are going to be coughing. But guess what? Now somebody's coughing and sneezing, you're looking at them like they got that Wuhan. You know what I'm saying? Or like they got that corona or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's not cool. That's not cool. Now you're being a little bit less than human because you're like, ooh, you know what? It's the same person that was coughing this time of year last year. Okay? Allergy. A lot of people battle them. I'm a tennis player. I play on outdoor courts. If I go outside during allergy season, there's a chance. I mean, I'm open mouth breathing. If the point's heavy, whatever, there's a chance I might inhale a dust particle or something that hits my throat. Now I'm coughing, just like every other year. But now you want to look at me, and a lot of us are looking at ourselves like, oh my God, do I have it? And I get the whole self-isolation thing. People do that when they got smart people do that when they got a cold, let alone the flu. When people who are conscientious and caring about other human beings have a cold, what do? They step back. They step back and say, you know what, man, I don't want somebody else to get this. Let me stay in the house till this thing passes. And then they do what they do. They push fluids. They try to eat healthy. They try to get some rest. Or they go out and get some one-on-one exercise and try to sweat it out. Or they go jump in a sauna or something and try to sweat it out. It's like, but now I'm on the tennis court and people know, I'm like, listen, anybody that offers me their hand on the tennis court, yo, I'm dapping you up. You know what I'm saying? I'm dapping you up because what I'm showing is I could give a crap about this, what you call it. When it's time to go, it's time to go. Yo, you weren't put here in this body to be in this body forever. Notice I said in this body, okay? Because your life essence is timeless. Your life essence is timeless. Your life energy is timeless. But you were not put in this body to be in this body forever. So when it's your time to go, you're going to go. But be a human. Be a lion. Don't be a sheep. Don't let mainstream thought make you change your behavior. Because then mainstream is winning. Mainstream is winning. And I know that tends to potentially paint a picture of mainstream like it's something that is evil or whatever like that. That's not the intent. But when you're pushing fear instead of pushing confidence, let me get biblical for a minute, okay? The Bible says, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind or confidence. So that is how you have to present yourself. Those of you who follow my work as an author, you know my award-winning book, shameless plug, my award-winning book, From Fear to Faith, A Survivor Story. You can find the links in the description. My award-winning book, From Fear to Faith, A Survivor Story. I talk everything about what I did and how I got through that difficult period in my life where I was diagnosed with a rare and deadly form of the C word, as I call it in the book, where they found a 4-centimeter tumor in my small. Anyway, read the book. Okay. Mindset. I wrote that book to show that mindset is how you overcome. You overcome with your mindset. Where your mind goes, your body's going to follow. You understand what I'm saying? So if your mind is, oh man, your body's going to follow that. Your body listens to you whether you realize it or not. Your body listens to you whether you realize it or not. I could do a whole nother video on that alone. But what I'm saying is your mindset is what's going to get you through a situation or get you done in a situation. We're in a new age here, and I'm gonna do another video on that another time, whatever. I'm not gonna pull that into this one, but we have entered into an age of spirituality. Okay, another scripture I'm gonna throw out there. The scripture says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against powers and principalities and rulers of darkness and spiritual wickedness in high places." All right, that's in the New Testament. I don't have that scripture right in front of me. I'd have to look it up. I know it. Some of the stuff I've forgotten over the years. The actual, chapter, verse, book. But I do know that that's in the New Testament. So you can rewind the tape, write down what I just wrote, and Google that, and it'll pull you right to if you want to know what that scripture is. It's in the New Testament. But that's my point. When you're dealing with the mind and somebody telling you something that's entering into you, my book, For Fear to Faith, the Survivor Story, I talk about guarding the 5 pathways into man. You got 5 pathways into you. You have your skin, you have your mouth, okay, what you drink or eat. You have your nose, what you inhale. Those are the 3 physical pathways into man. But you got 2 spiritual pathways into you as well. Your eyes, what you take in, that's spiritual. You don't take in anything physical through your eyes, and I'm not talking about eye drops or water, so don't be, okay, let's not get down in the weeds with it. I'm talking about things that you observe, that's spirit. Things that you hear, that's spirit, okay? That is what I'm talking about. You can't touch an observation. You can touch the source of an observation sometimes, but you cannot touch an observation, okay? You cannot touch sound. You experience it. It enters into you because it's spirit. You can't touch it, so to speak, okay? So you have to guard. In my book, I talk about guarding the 5 pathways into man, okay? So spirit, those are spirit. When I'm talking about spiritual warfare, people are controlling your bodily actions right now via those 2 spiritual pathways into your body, your eyes and your ears. So you have to guard them. You have to guard them, and you have to make up in your mind, this is who I am and this is who I'm going to be, and nothing's going to change that for the time that I'm here walking on this earth in this frame, in this vessel. Are you a sheep or are you a chameleon? Adapt to your surroundings. Adapt to your circumstances, but do not allow them to change your character. I got people, and listen, I'm not dissing. If you on a tennis court, this is not personal. You're free to behave as you wish. I'm just saying, I'm not going to be out here hand sanitizing on every court changeover. Okay, I'm not hand sanitizing any more than I do. I keep hand sanitizer in my car. When I pump gas, okay, I'll wash my hands. I'll go in the bathroom, wash my hands, whatever, and then I'll hand sanitize and I'll come out because I'm grabbing the door. It's flu season, okay? It's flu season. It's allergy season. I think the number one way that we spread this stuff sometimes is taking our hands and putting them in our mucous membranes. Where your mucous membranes, your eyes, your mouth, don't pick your teeth, okay? This is why we have to wash our hands. You're not getting the flu or cold from, shaking hands with somebody that had a cold and then touching it to your arm. That's not, your skin is a barrier that's going to protect you. Your eyes, you got mucous membranes here, you got mucous membranes here, you got mucous membranes there, okay? So, what happens in the wintertime, and I'm not a doctor, so I can't confirm this or whatever, but this is just a theory I have. Boogers. A lot of people catch colds and flu from other people in the winter, not necessarily just because you're inhaling in somebody's space and they're toxic. They got a toxic field around them because they're sneezing, coughing, and they got these germs that's coming out of them, whatever, or these virus, whatever is coming out of them, are airborne. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about transferring it from your hand, because what happens in the wintertime, this is my theory again, your nose. You get these boogers in your nose, and I'm sorry, boogers makes you squeamish. But you get these boogers in your nose in the winter, and what happens is, I think it's your body's way of, you've inhaled something and your body quickly isolates it by encapsulating it and making it this hard thing that can be removed so that it doesn't infect it. But what happens sometimes is we go in there and get that hard booger in there that's really something that wasn't supposed to be there. Our body's response to something that we inhaled that it encapsulated. And again, this is my theory. I've not studied this. I don't know. If I'm wrong, you guys tell me in the comments. Somebody who's a doctor or whatever that has studied this stuff. This is just my theory. But when you go in there and you pick that booger out your nose, if your hands have bacteria or you got some bacteria under the nail, then guess what? You're introducing it directly into your lining. So this is why I tell people, be careful about how much you stick your fingers in your nose during the winter time, during these flu and these cold seasons. Be careful of how much you do that, You rubbing your eyes, same thing. But I think the number one transmission is picking boogers out of your nose. And you don't get boogers and I'm sorry if boogers has got you guys tripping out or whatever. But you don't get boogers in your nose as much in the wintertime. I mean, the summer as you do in the winter. You got that hot sun, whatever. Okay, so anyway, listen, keep your fingers out of your nose. Don't lose your humanity. I'm going to hand sanitize, but I don't do it anymore now. I'm not going to do it any more now than I did prior to somebody saying, oh, the coronavirus is out there. Don't lose your humanity. I'm not going to, if you extend me your hand now, in the past, if you've extended me your hand and I think you nasty or I think your hand's filthy, whatever, or I just saw you blow your nose, then I'll be like, yo, man, I'm good. Or I might give you a pound or something like that. But if you extend your hand, whatever, listen, all I'm saying is don't lose your humanity. If I don't know you and you want to shake, I may not shake your hand if I don't know you. I don't know you. I'm just saying. But that don't have anything to do with corona. That's how I am. That's how I was. So what I'm saying is the moral of the story, and I'm going to wrap this video up. Don't be something you're not. Don't allow this situation. Don't allow the media. Don't allow they said. Who in the heck is they? I always hear they said. Who in the heck is they? They on the news. Oh, who the heck is on the news? You know what the news is doing? The news is doing this right here. They're reading from a teleprompter some copy that either they wrote themselves, that they were given direction, just like you're given an assignment, a writing assignment in school. Same stuff. Here's your assignment, write on this. Somebody's got to pass editorial review. You know what? I don't want you to say that. Say this. And whether you're writing that copy yourself or somebody's providing for you reading, they said it on the news. Well, you know what? They're saying what somebody else wrote. What do you say? What do you say? Your opinion does matter. It matters to you if it doesn't matter to somebody else. My opinion is going to matter to me. And if you don't like my opinion, you don't agree with it, fine. We don't have to talk about it. You know? But what I'm saying is do not lose your humanity, because then humanity's losing. When you lose your humanity, humanity loses. It's that simple. All right? So I'm going to wrap it up. I didn't mean for this video to go this long, but I was smart this time. I didn't say in the beginning, this is going to be a quick video, because every time I say that, I go over. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Don't let Corona change you. Don't let Corona change you. And you know what? This is going to pass. And I got some other videos I'd like to talk about, some other thoughts on Corona, on what the aftermath of Corona would be, but that's another whole video. So anyway, you guys stay tuned to my channel. Again, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And please subscribe to my channel and tell everybody about author Matt D. Talford, because, yo, this is what I do, you know. And listen, if you have not read me and you want a free sample of my stuff, go and check out some of the articles I've written on my blog at www.mdtalford.com. And I'll throw a link in the description. And listen, if you want to check my workout, the books I've written, those are in the description too. And I'm working on another book, and hopefully it'll be done and ready for you guys by spring. So anyway, God bless. Stay safe. Be smart. Be a chameleon. Don't be a sheep. Don't let they said herd you into some behavior that don't be a sheep. The choice is yours. All right. Be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's one of the most powerful statements I think that Paul wrote. And if you watch some of my other videos, you know I'm not the biggest fan of Paul and his epistles, and I still don't know why all of them made it into the Bible, and some other stuff that I feel like is probably more relevant didn't make it into the Bible, the canon, as they say. But that's another argument for another day. Romans 12:2. Be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. For Matty's Rap, this is your host, author and storyteller, Matt D. Talford. Peace.